Herzlich willkommen bei Gym Talk Trends für die Fitnessbranche. Normalerweise mit Jens Sauter und mit mir mit Peter Enoyal, und heute bin ich aber alleine und habe einen ganz besonderen Gast, der wird sich gleich nochmal vorstellen. Bei mir ist Buzz Truitt, und Buzz ist aus den USA, ist schon seit sehr langer Zeit für die Marke Total Gym als, jetzt kriege ich glaube ich nicht richtig hin, International Sales Director zuständig. Er will es gleich sich nochmal vorstellen, und ich werde jetzt ausnahmsweise auf Englisch wechseln, denn er versteht zwar schon einiges an Deutsch, aber den Podcast in Deutsch zu führen ist ziemlich schwer. Wir haben die letzten Tage zusammen verbracht, haben uns erst in Bremen getroffen, haben mehrere Kunden besucht, Buzz hat einige Ausbildungen auf den Weg gegeben, und wir haben uns ausgetauscht für zukünftige Projekte. Wer Buzz mal persönlich kennenlernen möchte, bei der FIBO wird er bei uns am Stand sein, alle 4 Tage, oder wir sind ja dann Generalvertretung für Total Gym. Deswegen ganz, ganz spannend, und es kommen ein paar richtig gute Konzepte, über die wir aber zum Teil nur sprechen dürfen. Deswegen auf der FIBO ist der erste Release von etwas ganz, ganz Tollem, und now I switch to English, so it's way easier to follow, and I just introduced it. If somebody want to meet you, FIBO would be the right place, and I also shared that we have something like a secret that we will share on FIBO, so we can't tell too much in advance, but it will be awesome. Buzz, welcome, and please let the people know who you are.
Peter, thank you. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here with you. I appreciate that introduction. My name is Buzz Truitt. I'm the International Business Director for Total Gym. I have also had the privilege of working for Total Gym for the last 12 years, overseeing all of our business outside of the US and Canada. We have an amazing team in both of those places. And I'm sitting here with Peter, who is the brand leader for Total Gym in Germany. And Germany was the first international market that Total Gym entered over 23 years ago. And we did that with Cross Corpo, who Peter works with. And they are not only our largest international distributor, they are our very best distributor. And we know that if we do a good job for them, that we can do a good job for anybody, because they set the highest standard. They have an extraordinary team, and they have built the world's leading physio market for Total Gym that continues to inspire and amaze us. And it's a place where things are happening ahead of most of the other parts in the world. And I've had the pleasure the last couple days that Peter and I have been out into the market together to meet and see so many inspiring people doing incredible work. And it's because of the tireless work that the Cross Corpo team does every day. Our mutual colleague, Mr. Dirk Metzner, the CEO and Geschäftsführer, Geschäftsführer, is someone that has been a dear friend and colleague, and has led the company to the place they are today, and had the good wisdom to bring Peter onto the team within the last year, and all of the best things are to come from this day forward. So we're really looking forward to that.
So thank you. And I will share just a little story, and then you have to explain us what Total Gym is, because this brand is available about 52 years, and that's amazing. And Cross Corpo did a great job. A lot of customers already knew it, but not so many as we like. That's even the reason why I started to be the brand manager, to bring some concepts and some ideas. But I met the concept long time ago, but then I started in November to working for Cross Corpo, and then I realized, okay, especially on the medical fitness, on the first side, this would be just a perfect fit. We will tell later about it, but it's foldable, it's room saving, and you get this in Germany. It's called KGG. If you have 3 of the machines, you can register, and it's a medicine product. So from this point, it was totally clear, okay, this is a perfect concept. But I never really get in touch with this, with training. And everybody of our listeners know we have this, let's claim training is non-negotiable. So we love to work out. And then I met you in Rottweil, also in the south of Germany, and you give us introduction into the Elevate and Compass. And I wasn't skeptical but I was so surprised. You talked with so much energy about the product. You showed so well. You let me get in touch with it, and I get to touch and feel. And afterwards, I turning home and I said, "Well, if I want one of these machines," so it was such an experience. And then that when I realized we have to get more people in touch with it, because it's just if they see the Encompass, they don't have a single idea how good this movement and this machine feels. And so maybe you can go with us on this little journey, how it started, where it started, because now we were strong at the medical fitness scene, but we also have a lot of concepts for the fitness scene. But take us on the journey where it started.
Thank you for sharing that story, and it would be my pleasure. As Peter mentioned, Total Gym started 52 years ago, 1974. Mr. Tom Campanero, his wife Joy, and ultimately his son Jesse, who's now our CEO. So it's a second generation business. Tom wanted to bring whole body functional strength training to what was the bodybuilding, let's say, sector and movement and trend of the time. And he was a bodybuilder himself, so very credible. And he came up with this extraordinary tool that he called the Total Gym that does just that. It works every muscle and joint in the body very elegantly, very efficiently, and in a very compact design and method. The people that actually recognized the beauty and elegance of it and effectiveness of it turned out to be the physio community in San Diego, where Tom and Joy and Jesse still live. That's where the company started. And the physios not only recognized the capabilities, but to kind of advance the story, the outcomes that they had with their patients were transformational. And in a way that it continues to be true today. The machine, Peter, that you've referred to, the Encompass, is the modern version of the original machine, the Incline bodyweight training machine that Tom created. And we continue to see those extraordinary outcomes and great possibilities every day. Just the sheer number of movements that can be performed for people from novice through expert, through a patient or a client, as it were. But going back to the story, the initial market that really responded to it was the physio market. And because the patients of those physios had such great outcomes, when they finished their treatment, they wanted to keep working out on the Total Gym post-rehabilitation and continue that journey and keep the strength that they had worked so hard to regain and not give it up, and then have that be really a new lifestyle, and not get back into that same position that they found themselves in that brought them to the physio in the first place. And so from that, a very vibrant consumer business was born, and people were buying the professional products. And we realized that they may not need all of the capabilities that a professional product might offer. And so at that time, a consumer version of the same machine, which is a very important part of our company, it's literally touched millions of people over the many years. Some who might know Total Gym today may know the name Chuck Norris and the association that he was such an instrumental face and voice and credible voice and personality.
It's really good known in Germany because Chuck Norris and his son sells the product over the tailor shopping, and so late at night in Germany, and everybody knew it from there. But this also was a professional machine, but the Encompass is a real professional machine. Yeah. So it's not like, because we discussed the last day, somebody say, okay, if it's tailor shopping product, maybe the quality is not so high, but it's not the case. It's just a really functional, great machine, and it developed over the time, but it's almost near the same concept like in the beginning, like 52 years. And we see this like this amazing joy if people get in touch with it. as the physiotherapist or the trainer, and even the customer, because it's just such an experience to work out on it.
No, and very well said. Peter and I work for the professional side of Total Gym, where everything begins. It's really the top of the activity chain, and we've taken all that professional insight and brought that directly into people's homes. But our focus still remains working with the professional community, the physios, the trainers, the coaches, all the people in professional settings that are helping someone get better, heal, rehabilitate, and progress on their own fitness and physical therapy journey.
And maybe we can just go a little bit into the training, because everybody knows that functional movements, function training it's not the trend anymore with CrossFit, High Rocks, and all this stuff. People want to do push-ups, pull-ups, some of the athletic skilled work, like doing some gymnastic movements. And on the other hand, we have the machine area and the machine engines and the machine workouts. And I always describe it like it fills the gap between machine and functional training in a safe way. We can all do all the movements like pull-ups and push-ups, and even like something like handstand push-ups. Mm-hmm. You can make it relatable for everybody. And you said it the last days several times, because it's like this. You didn't invent the functional movements. You didn't invent incline workouts, but to put it together it's really you were the first concept, or the only concept that I know that do it. Just tell us something about this, because it's so interesting. One last sentence. When I did a lot of functional movements, and I also had a lot of trainers that I teached in the time, and always from the customer you hear something like, "Oh, all this functional stuff is totally nice. When I'm fit enough, I will try it," because they are afraid. They're afraid of hurting, afraid of to be ashamed, to hanging on the pull-up bar and not even get a single centimeter up. So I really think we found a solution for this gap into the machine, and we will discuss later. We also have this elevate circuit where you can make it relatable for everybody in the gym, even without having a professional all the time at the side. But just let's talk a little bit about this incline body weight workout. It's with a resistance build up. It's so interesting.
No, thanks for asking that. We as you just said, we didn't invent incline or body weight, but the way we put them together is something that is unique to Total Gym. It has been up to today and beyond. And what that has enabled, we've always believed that the body is the best resistance engine, and we have all the weight that we need if we use it in a very smart but simple way. And because we have from the beginning, the Encompass, for example, has over 325 exercises just as a starting point. Many of our professionals, yourself included, can bring a lot more to that through modifications and being able to personalize it for every single workout or group of people that are doing workouts together, which is one of the most exciting parts of our ecosystem. And we bring the Encompass to life through our gravity training and education system, which is for both master trainers and instructors to be able to learn how to use that machine in the most expert way and really accentuate and exploit the benefits of incline and bodyweight training. We love that the rest of the world in the industry has realized that that's the best way to train, because it's the only way we've ever trained.
Some of my customers, when they first saw the machine or saw the first videos of it, and then they told me, "Oh, it looks like Pilates." And of course, you can tell them you can do something like Pilates, but you can do way more. Maybe you can explain some of it, because we always had you had this saying like, it's Pilates, but it's like Pilates for the 21st century. I think this is such a strong claim for it.
No, it really is a great way to say it. Pilates is an amazing way to move the body, and that is a very important part of our business. For, let's say, every 100 Encompass that are installed in facilities around the world, probably 90 of them are being used for Pilates, in addition to high intensity training, strength training, flexibility, range of motion, rehabilitation, post-rehabilitation, sports training. It's really yes to all. The trainer or instructor or coach that is working with the person has the ability to define that workout for that individual or that group. And there are thousands and thousands of those going on as we speak now, in studios, gyms, health clubs, physical therapy clinics, medical fitness clinics, professional sports teams, and many other variations of those kinds of facilities as we're sitting here.
So just let's discuss, is Pilates, is it a trend? Because it's coming up now. If you're in this bubble and like social media, if you once looked at Pilates video and then you look at some gravity videos, you get more and more of it. And then sometimes it seems like to be a trend. But when did gravity started? Very, very early, so it's not a trend. But at the moment it's like it seems like a trend in Europe and in Germany. But give us.
Sure. Yes. So Pilates has been a very important part of our company because our machine is a reformer when it is delivering that experience to a group of people who want to take a Pilates class. All the things that they expect and love are right there. And as you rightly said, we know that we're delivering Pilates in the 21st century because most Pilates is really incorporating more modern movements in addition to classic movements. And that's something that we really do. We kind of define in a special way. But Pilates is a trend for many others. It's been a foundation for us for a long time. And a very important part of our business, a real competency, I think is fair to say. And it is combined with so many other things that can happen in the same room on the same device, as opposed to having to leave that room to go to a different piece of equipment. We're able to deliver a Pilates experience perhaps in hour one, and in the next hour there may be a HIIT class that might follow it. But your question is a good one, and Pilates is an important and exciting trend around the world, and we love that people are paying great and detailed attention to it, and we look forward to helping them bring an experience that you can't find anywhere else.
And if you're in big cities like, you're in Düsseldorf or in Hamburg or in Stuttgart, these boutique gyms will open up. They just will do reformer Pilates. So there's always the training side and there's the business case side. And we discussed the last days, and we went to some customers, and most of them got, for example, rid of their indoor cycling room. And so they create new spaces. So now what is interesting, do you think that doing like a gravity class or to give them room into the gym into a ecosystem that's already there, can we create a business case of it? I know the answer, but it's really interesting to see, because people often can't imagine that how many people would like to train with it and how much fun it could be. And even like we discussed in another countries already, like Scandinavian, that people are really willing to pay a lot for a single class. So maybe you can take us on this journey.
Sure. Yeah. People will pay for a great experience. And our goal is always to help people be incredibly successful and make sure that there is an exceptional value, that what they may pay is far exceeded by the experience they have, the results they get, the love that they develop for it. For those of you listening that may already have taken a gravity class, you may be a gravity addict and not know that yet, but that there's actually a community, of people that are so taken and drawn by it. And we do find that the room that the Encompass is in, where gravity programming is being delivered, ends up being not just the most beloved room in the facility, but it becomes one of the most important rooms, and perhaps second only to spa services. It's also one of the most profitable places in the facility as well. So from a business case standpoint, it's incredibly important, and it brings a value that goes far beyond whatever investment has been made, and the speed with which it pays back that investment is best in class in every case.
So this part is like this small group training or group training. You need an instructor. If you use it in the therapy, you also need a therapist or instructor to give the experience to the customer. And let's talk about the elevator circuit, because the elevator circuit is like a very easy circuit, the best out of the movement. So again, totally, if a whole variety of exercises you can do in each. It just takes 20-25 square meters to do, and we discussed today because we have some clients who already had it, and it's filling the gap between machines and functional, and but what is very, very special is that as you need a coach or instructor for the total gym and compass, it's so self-explaining to work on it, and we had we don't have data. We had just this from our clients. They told us by feel that some of the elevated circuit machines are the most used in the main time when the gym is crowded. But maybe you can give us an example from other countries, or I don't know if you can name it, but from chains that using it that really make statistics and figure out, because we have some specialty like a core, elevate core, like it's like a core trainer that everybody loves who is using it, and a really special rowing experience.
Mm-hmm. It would be my pleasure. Yeah, thanks for asking that question. The Elevate circuit, as you mentioned, grew directly out of the Encompass, and we recognize people that love to have an instructor-led workout with a professional taking them on that incredible journey, and all the things that you feel and experience and are able to do when a professional is leading you. But some people are self-starters and love to work on their own, have their own goals and plans, and just want to get their workout done in their own way. And we recognize that perhaps was a gap for us, because we want to make sure a professional is there to lead an experience with an Encompass. But what came out of that understanding was what is you referred to as the Elevate circuit. And we just took all of our favorite exercises from the Encompass and put those into 5 single station machines. But when Total Gym says single station, the difference is that each one of those machines does anywhere from 10 to 30 different things. We are unique in the world in that regard for something like a core training machine. Our other machines in the market tend to do one thing. They take up about the same amount of space, but they only mean one thing to one person, whereas we could mean 30 things to one person, which is both a competitive advantage, but really looking at it through the lens, the business case, and the lens of the operator, that precious real estate that is expensive and that they need to justify, and that each piece of equipment should earn its spot. We know that we do that in a way that no one else can or does at the moment. And looking back at the Elevate circuit, each one of those machines, whether it's a press, a pull, a core, a lower body training machine, the jump, or even a whole body training machine, strength and cardio, our row, which is unique. You just mentioned that as well.
But it's hard to describe. You got to get in touch with it. So it's like but everybody knows a rowing machine. A rowing machine is not so much fun for most people. It's like a desk machine,
yes. And
then there's a rowing noise, and all this is what makes a rowing machine not so excited. The elevated row is totally different.
Oh yeah, you said it right. There's something that we have identified and named called the row face, which is the huge smile like a Cheshire cat that people get after they take the first few strokes on it. And the first few strokes that they normally take are the ones that they're familiar with on all other rowing machines. That's just one of 29 other things that you can do for your whole body, whether it's pressing, whether it's pulling, it's concentric, it's eccentric. And it can be a mild cardiovascular workout, or it can be an incredibly intense whole body, high intensity training workout. It's up to the user. It adjusts from roughly 20 to about 80% of your body weight, as all the machines do. And either can be a circuit that one person can work alone, a group of friends can come to and have a nice group experience together, or you can bring an instructor to it and take it to an even higher level for a very effective, efficient, small group experience, or large, depending on how many machines the people have. But the core and the row really do stand out. And the core is one that has been a machine that has really captured the imagination, investment, and attention of the world's largest publicly traded health club chain. It's important enough to that group that they have floor planned up to 2 in every one of their locations. That had such success with their members to a degree that neither they nor we had seen before, that it gave them the confidence to add some other pieces to it, including the pull-up and the row. Although we're one of their smaller suppliers compared to some of the other larger companies they work with, we feel like we have an important space and that we earn that spot. And the data speaks to it, because they measure everything before they make the decision to make a purchase. It has to prove it, and the members have to prove it to them that, yes, we not only like this, we love it, and please don't take it away, because I want to use this machine day in, day out. And we're really excited to see the way that not only the world's largest chain, but all the others that have it now or are considering it are responding to what it's able to do.
And that is something that we want to bring to the German chains or to the German gyms, because we have some good reasons more. You really, guys, you have to visit us at FIBO to get in touch with it. You can get some more information out of it, and we will show you even how we fill the gap between machines and functional training. But even though that we can create a small group training, so another experience, we have some really good ideas and some best practice. And at the end, what is very important is that our gyms are very crowded, especially on Monday or on Wednesday, and the Elevate Circuit also feeling this gap that he recreate, that more customers can work out in the gym and can even, if their machine is occupied, they can easily adjust some of the movements just on the Elevate Circuit. So we already planned some room concept, some education concept, because education is so important. And so at this point we almost just spoken about machines, but let us look a little bit behind, because all the Total Gym employees I met or I talked with, it's such a great community. And even though it's still in secret, but you have to come to the FIBO, because we want to bring this spirit here. We want to build up community. And just give me one example. We started with Morten from Pizza and Blender. He do this KGG, and so you have two therapists and 6 machines. So the machines are not important. He has 6 patients or 6 customers on the machines, and now they will work with 2 to 6. So they're building up not just a community in between the relationship for the workers, for the co-workers. Just they also build up a relationship during the customers, because they have an hour and they're together and they don't have to change machines. They stay on the machines, but they have like 2 excellent educated personal trainers had taken an eye on them and and bring them back to sports, because mostly they came from a disease. But right from this moment, we create a lifestyle changing experience, because the most of the illnesses or diseases we have lifestyle diseases. And if you work just one patient, one therapist on one machine that looks like the NASA has built it in a totally white room, feel like a hospital, your brain will never figure out that, oh, this is something I want to do the rest of my life. It's good for my body. So we create a lot of community building concepts, and you guys are great in this. We talked so much about it, but I'm really looking for the FIBO.
Yeah, as am I. It is the world's most important international fitness show. It's the largest. It nearly is a city by itself for the number of people that come to enjoy it, learn, educate, share, have wonderful experiences. So I hope you can hear it in my voice. I'm as excited as you are to go to this. We have something very special that we're going to be introducing at FIBO. Just getting quickly back to Pilates, it's a space that we've been in for decades now, but we are going to be taking an even deeper step into that and look forward to sharing what that will be for those that are listening that may be attending FIBO in April. And I love it that you talked about community. I think maybe we both work in the health, fitness, and wellness space, and the community is what keeps us here. We've talked so much about it over the last few days, all the wonderful people that we get to collaborate with every day that are friends, that are colleagues, that share common vision, values, interest, energy. I feel so happy to have met the people that you've introduced me to just over the last few days, some of whom I knew, but most of them were new to me. And they all represent that energy that you want to be part of and that you want to help grow and share with anyone who will listen. It's really something special. The Gravity community is one organized community where we see that, and our network of all of the facilities that we've been fortunate enough to have space in and bring concepts to, and hopefully in the process help people get fitter, faster, stronger, healthier. The daily feedback we get, I know that Cross Corpo receives that as well, of the lives that are changed, the possibilities that people see, the way that they feel through the day, the inspiration that they've been to a family or a friend or a community member. That's the best way to get up every day.
Exactly. And what really special is it's always it's about people. We don't just sell a machine, and even the customer of a gym doesn't want don't make a membership cost by a machine, just by experience. Or if we do a good job, we build up his confidence or her confidence. And so I talked to Magdalena Jäger. She had two gyms, and they had the Elevate circuit already. And she said the most used machines are the Elevate Core and the Elevate Pull Up. So it's possible for even every woman to get her first pull up on the machine, because we work on this incline. You can say something about how much percentage of the body weight it's in the deepest position, on the highest position. And but she says it's so amazing. The girls want to do pull ups. Their banded is a little bit difficult, and the pull up bar is difficult, and so they can do the steps that are needed to hopefully in the future can do a correct pull-up on a pull-up bar. Mm-hmm. So just talk a little bit over this resistance curve that we have on the machine.
Yes. So each of the pieces of the Elevate circuit, and I really appreciate you emphasizing these are all tools. I can speak for myself. I love them. I trust them. I enjoy working out on them more than anything. I enjoy seeing people achieve their goals and objectives. But the tool is only as good as the person that is using it or that is being guided through that workout. So what we've tried to do is to make it incredibly simple for someone to find the level of resistance and the position to be really successful. In the end, we want everybody to be successful, enjoy what they're doing, want to come back, and know that there's a tool that they can trust every time that's going to meet them where they are, but also help them progress, which is, I think those two things go hand in hand. So you can see the possibilities, you can see your future, you can see reaching your goal and then setting a new one and relying on that same tool to be there for you. From a kind of specification standpoint, each machine, roughly 20-25% of your body weight up to about 80. In terms of the adjustment that it has. There's 7 levels in the Elevate circuit on each machine. They all adjust the same way. So when you know one, you can easily move to the other to find that exact right place that is the challenge you need for that day. And I thank you for mentioning also knowing that men and women alike who may never have done a pull-up before, it's one of the most iconic exercises in fitness that almost no one can do. And we know that we can help someone be successful the very first time that they would like to try it, because of how we have, the way that we have positioned the body for that person to still be pulling up their body weight, and they can use an increasing amount of it as they have the ability and strength to do so. But there's almost no exercise that I enjoy seeing someone do successfully for the first time than a pull-up. And to make sure that we're always exercising the muscles in a complementary way, there is a shoulder press machine that is actually it's a handstand push-up like someone may do in CrossFit, but that also, like a pull-up, is an exercise that most people would either struggle with or just physically can't do. The vast majority of people will do their first handstand push-up their first day.
But exactly on these two movements, you can explain a lot, because we have like it's in the US is the same. We have this longevity trend at the moment, because it's like a little bit how to say it. It has so much positive marketing, but everything we do in the fitness scene or in the medical fitness is longevity, because the organ of longevity is your muscles. And so, but we know there's a relationship about grip strength and to become healthy and healthy elderly people. And so, a pull-up is or just hanging on the bar is what people need to build up the grip strength. So we level them up to it. And for example, like this, handstand push-up, people over 40, 50, 60 deny to go in the overhead position because they're afraid of it, because they have shoulder pain, because they are not flexible enough anymore to reach the full range of motion in this position. And in other terms, they stop playing. They stop doing the natural movements. It's so into us. And so there's it, use it or lose it. They lose it with the time. And now we can rebuild it in a very safe way, and also in like a way of gamification, because it's just fun to do it, and then you see the progression, and you become more confident, and you regain all these type of movements that you lost. I know this episode looked a little bit like tele shopping, like we had in before, but we don't have often the chance to talk with somebody who's joined the company so long and experience all this, and even who saw other countries that are maybe some steps further than we in some areas, maybe in some behind, but in some steps further. But what very interesting, we talked about community, and we have such a good relationship with your company, and so what I just want to mention is that you really feel the energy when Buzz is talking about the concept, the company, about the people who are using it, that it feels like you're men on a mission. And the second man on the moon was also a man called Buzz. And just to give the listener idea, you work for several companies during the last decades. You're doing it for a long time. Just take us on a short trip to this, because yesterday we talked about how much you fly to Europe and all the other places, that you were you could already travel 2 times to the moon and back. So it's just crazy how somebody can be such an enthusiast and also give so much up for life to bring an idea from the States to the rest of the world. So just give us a quick overview how your career started and how long you're doing this. And just one last thing. I asked him when we were at breakfast, but from all the traveling, did you have any health issues? And he said, no. So you seem to do it in a really, really good way. It's a podcast. You can't see Buzz, but I would mention him at least 50 years old, 49 years old. He already is 60, and when we talked about it, I know it's not a fine thing to talk about ages, but you look so much younger, and you look so like authentic, that you really live what you preach. So just give us a short overview.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that there's no camera, because my face is red. The journey has been incredible. I don't feel like I've really worked a day in my life, because when you get up doing what you love, it's not work. It's fun. Of course, there are challenging days. However, those are far overshadowed by seeing the smiles on people's faces, getting to meet incredible people like Peter and Dirk and the rest of the team at Cross Corpo, and all the amazing clients and partners that they have in Germany. It is true. I think I've been to the moon and back in the equivalent of 5 times or more. I've flown about over 2 million miles in my business life, and have had the privilege over that time to meet so many people. My career started for the first 15 years in the cycling industry. Cycling remains my daily passion. Practice it as often as I can. Looking forward to doing that for the rest of my life, as long as I'm able. And from the cycling industry, within the cycling industry, I got to work for some really incredible brands like Scott and Cliff Bar and Manitou suspension. And about almost 2003, I started in the fitness industry, and entered the fitness industry through Nautilus, which at the time owned the Schwinn Cycling and Fitness, which also was part of the Scott infrastructure, ironically. So it was a brand that is near and dear to my heart and quite familiar. Stairmaster, Bowflex, some really, really great brands and great companies and divisions in their own right. I also ran my own business for a number of years, and might perhaps still be doing that had Tom Campanaro and I not connected back in 2014, which is when I went to work for the company, came to work for Total Gym. And it's truly been the privilege of my career to represent this company brand and the Campanaro family. And every day is quite a journey and an experience.
It's such so for me it's amazing, because I grew up with a lot of brands you work for. We were yesterday at the Nice Athletic Club, and they have these old Nautilus machines, and then you were sitting down on one. I said, hey, you have to use the chance to work out on it, because it's really rare to see these old machines. So just an amazing life story that you have. And just to tell another funny story, we are now in Vienna, my co-working space, and you can hear work and eat, and there's a sign, offer for American cookies. And you asked me, what are American cookies? I said, I think in America, just you can call them cookies, but to sell them here, it's this like this big Subway cookie or Starbucks cookie. It's we're selling brownies and American cookies over here.
That's true.
So maybe you have a German biscuit in USA. So you have been at amazing places. We talked about it. You twice around all the world, and now you also can attached Werner am Neckar, and like I told the story before, like we are the main fitness city from Germany, not Berlin, not Cologne, not Hamburg. I'm sorry, it's Werner am Neckar, and so I'm very glad to have you here, and I'm looking forward for the future, and I really looking forward. I want you again as a guest on our podcast, and my good friend and colleague Jens should join, because he also has. Like I told you, when he went first to America, he was interested in weightlifting and never stopped. And also, so we have a real connection to it.
I can't wait to meet you.
And you have to meet him on the FIBO. This will be amazing. And again, if you come to the FIBO, we will share the secret that we couldn't talk today with you. So really visit us. It's very important. We will come to the end from the podcast. Normally, when Jens and I stop the podcast, we just ask each other if we go to practice today. And so today we don't have the chance to get another workout in, because I have a seminar. You will join in the town nearby. But we always end our podcast with Training ist nicht verhandelbar. That means training is non-negotiable. And maybe you give you the last words, and maybe you can share with us why, because there's a secret why you're healthy. What your opinion is, how important training is for why everybody should do it. And it doesn't matter if it's on free weightlifting, riding a bike, or doing the Elbit circuit, but just give us your view on and how long training is part of your life.
Yeah, I've been a competitive athlete my whole life. I raced bicycles for 38 years, played football, international football, basketball, baseball, swimming, paddling, skiing. My life's goal is to be adventure fit, which at my current life stage, I look at it different than I did perhaps when I was 30, but with no less joy and showing up. And you have to be fit to show up and to have it be a positive experience. So it's a great motivation. For my own part, strength, cardio are a regular part of that, but it starts with strength. That's why I was drawn to Total Gym. I was introduced to Total Gym back in 2003 while I was working for a competitive company, but it changed my life and it inspired me in a way that it's almost difficult to explain because I was so taken by the idea. And although I didn't go to work for the company right at that time, I never forgot it. It was something that truly blew my mind. And so being able to, share that with people in the way that it so inspired me, it's really an incredible opportunity. And, it starts with strength for Total Gym as well. And being able to express a strength workout through a machine like that is really something extraordinary. And that's part of my home workout, my children's workout, multiple times a week, mixed in with a little bit of bike riding. I try to have the best foundation that I can. But as you said,
strength
it's
is basic.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable, and all aspects of fitness are so important. It's fun to bring that to life, to be able to do the things that I love.
Perfect. So thanks a lot. I will end the podcast in German. So, das war eine kleine Reise durch die Welt von Total Gym und Buzz ist wirklich ein sehr inspirierender Mensch und alle Leute, die ihn jetzt kennengelernt haben, auch live, werden euch das bestätigen. Das ist unfassbar, die Energie muss man wirklich mal spüren und das waren so tolle Tage, es war anstrengend, es war unfassbar gut und lehrreich und ja, mein Englisch ist nicht das Beste. Falls ihr Fehler gefunden habt, dürft ihr die gerne behalten. Denkt dran, Training ist nicht verhandelbar und bis zum nächsten Mal. Dankeschön.